Happy said good morning.
So far, the post that got the most engagement for me is when I said I was going to include 3 rolls of toilet paper in all my purchase offers.
Crazy, right?
Awesome.
The 3 things that people are engaged in, right?
Yeah.
I love that, that meme that said my house got toilet papered and now it's worth $789,000 or something.
I saw that too. The estimate on it now is like $4 million.
So what time? Where's the clock, Deb? Isn't there a clock in here?
No.
I thought there was. Did somebody take it down? 9 o'clock?
It's not
Taken down.
Oh, there we go. Good morning. Good morning, Evelyn. Just coming on. It got taken down, the clock did? Okay. All right. Cool. Oh, all right. I think it's time to get started. I don't know if if anybody else jumps on. There's nobody else around me. So one of the great things I think about, we can start, and if somebody does come on 10 minutes from now, if we're halfway through maybe the first post, that's okay, because they'll get it, and then the next one, we do this 4 times, and so they'll just start at the beginning on the next one, right? So that's great. No big whoop. So what I wanted to start though with just a little, it's funny, like Gary just said while we were waiting, how the post that he had that got the most engagement was about how he gives a gift, a closing. I don't want to call it a closing gift, but he gives a gift of toilet paper with deals. Like right now, that's huge, right? But it's funny, and it gets people thinking, and it's a little different, right? So, and part of what we do with our marketing is, it's not always about proving to everyone that you're the greatest realtor since real estate was invented, right? It's about connections with people and what gets people going emotionally. That's going to get them to trust you, because the trust, I mean, what does trust even mean? I mean, when you say you trust someone, well, what does that mean? I mean, it really means that you have a feeling about them that you really can't put into words. Trust is that word that's used to describe an emotion that you don't have words to describe. And so one of the things, like, we have a private office Facebook page that we put different kinds of content on, and it's there for the agents in the office. And listen, what goes on the Grease private Facebook page stays on the Grease private Facebook page. Every agent should feel free to post whatever they want there. It's not meant for necessarily sharing and caring to the outside world, just within our office. And we put a little posts on there, and we get some engagement. We get a comment here and a comment there, and a little sharing here, and depending on the type of content. But earlier this week, I put a post on about me getting the eggplants ready to bring in for Alfie, who said, if you bring me eggplant, I'll turn it into an eggplant lasagna, and I'll bring it in. And so that type of content got more engagement on our page than I think almost anything else we've done up to this point. And it has nothing to do with real estate, right? But it has a lot to do with our relationship with each other, and a nice thing, and a way that we connect, and why we care about each other. And it really, like, that's the thing that strengthens bonds and relationships. And that's eventually, you know, what we're doing here, putting these posts on social media is not, it's partly about establishing your brand, but your brand isn't just about real estate. Part of your brand is caring for your community. And that's why people are going to want to hire you, because they know you care about them. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Fantasia, and we're going to get into our post for this week. Okay. Sound good? Thumbs up. Awesome. All right, go ahead.
All right, everyone. Are you excited to get started? All right, so if this is your first time joining us to create posts, I need you to open up two things, okay? So your Facebook business page and also gohannah.com. So now I'm gonna share my screen with you. All right, and as I mentioned before, you're gonna open up to your Facebook page. So as you see here, I'm on my Facebook business page. And also, I want you to open up another tab. So if you see in your web browser on the tippy top, the plus sign, you're gonna click on that. And you're gonna add a browser to go to gohannah.com, okay? So 2 of those tabs should be open. And once you have those tabs open, can I get a thumbs up so I know everybody's on the same page? Awesome, awesome. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna schedule out 4 posts for the month of August, okay? And so in order to get that content going, we're gonna go to GoHannah. And within GoHannah are tons and tons of graphics that you can utilize in order for you to have some posts going on your business page. So when you go into GoHannah, next to the icon in the right-hand corner, there's a search bar. In that search bar, you're gonna type in the word evergreen and press enter. Okay. So now my computer is loading a little bit. You may have faster internet, so you may already be there. All right, and so now what you're gonna do is click on the first option, which is Evergreen Modified on Thursday. Okay, it's gonna sign you in, and then it's gonna bring you to the page. All righty. So once you get to the page, actually, these are all marketing tools that's branded, compliant, that you can just drop in on your Facebook page. So we have branded videos, good neighborhood tips, Hannah Advantages, programs and tools, Hannah Heroes, home exteriors, home interiors, and so much more. So what I want you to do is we can actually click on one of the folders. We can start with positive quotes and messages and actually take a look at it, right? As you see here, this is our mission. This is what we stand for as Howard Hannah: caring, enthusiasm, growth, and integrity, right? So when you see these things, you can click on any one, even a positive quote, just click right on it. Once you click on the one that you want to utilize within your Facebook post, it's going to enlarge the image. As you see here, once you click on it, the image will get bigger. All right, and so now you see in the right-hand column, the download button, right? So once you see that download button, just give me a thumbs up. Know we all on the same page. Awesome. So now what we're gonna do with that download button is just click on it. And once you click on it, as you see on the bottom of my computer, it will start to download on your computer. There's 2 ways in which you can do it. Some people have Windows. As Chuck let me know, when you have Windows, there's a way that you can go into the image, you know, change the name of the image and actually organize it in a folder, just so you have a path and where you put in all the graphics that you're downloading. If you have a Mac computer, automatically will just pop up at you, so you can rename it and you can drop it in any folder that you have it all organized, right? The best thing when you have all these graphics that you download from GoHanna is just to have a place where you organize them so everything is just not all over the place in your download folder. So just create a way in which you can organize all those files. So what I do is I just create a folder in which I can drop it down, move it to. This way, when I do go back to my Facebook business page, I know exactly where I put these images, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the business tab. Let me just move the zoom over here. Okay, and so when I go back to the business page here, on the top white bar that you see here, the toolbar, you see an option that says publishing tools. If you don't see the options for publishing tools, you may have to click more. And when you click on the button more, there should be an option that you can click on publishing tools. Okay, so once you click on publishing tools, it's gonna bring you to another page. All right, and so once you get to that page, you're gonna see on the left-hand side, so many different categories, but you're gonna go under the section where it says post. And as you see here, right now, it is highlighted publish post. Now, what publish post is posting right now, immediately. But what we're trying to do is plan for the future, right? Post for the future. So you wanna click on schedule post. And once you click on schedule post, you know for sure that you're gonna schedule a post for the future if this scheduled post is highlighted, okay? So you always wanna double check to make sure that the scheduled post section is highlighted. Once you have that highlighted and you check and you're ready to go, you're gonna click on create post. Okay, so once you click create post, now this is when you actually grab your photo. You click on, sorry, let me do that again. Go to create post. It's gonna load again. You're gonna click on photo/video, the button that you see here. Okay, and then you're gonna click on upload photo/video, the first option. Okay, and so when you get there, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my folder that I organized, or I can just type it in here. And then I see my positive quote image there. So I'm just gonna click on the image that I downloaded to my computer. And there you go. Sometimes when you click out of it, as you just seen on my computer, it disappears. So you just have to do the process again. That happens time to time. All right. So now you see the image here. So you know that you're good to go. And now what you're gonna do is now you're gonna say something in reference to the image that you dropped in. You know, whether you want to make it more engaging, asking your clients a question, or for those going to your page, or just state something on what's happening in the area. I know that we have a couple of sunflower fields in the Rochester area, so you can mention something about that. Just spread some positivity here. So this is the area where you write a message, or also engage in your audience, right? Asking a question. So I'm saying write a message, but what I want you to do is actually write a message. And what I mean by engaging your audience, by asking a question, this is where you kind of ask your a question to your audience in reference to the things that you're posting, okay? So after you do that, also I want you to add a link to your website. You know, whether it's your Real Scout website, whether it is your what is another thing? Your buy-side website, or even your Howard Hanna website. So typically, your Howard Hanna website will be your first and your last name, .howardhanna.com. That's the path to get to your website, okay? And so, for instance, if you can't see the rest of the message, you can click on these 3 dots here, just so it can enlarge that space for you so you can see what's going on. And then right here, what I can do is just say, positive quote, right? Motivation. Sunflowers. All right, so you can drop in anything. You can put in Howard Hanna. You can put anything as far as your name, any hashtags that you have, and then once you have that all together, you're gonna scroll down and you're gonna click preview. Once you click preview, you get a chance to see a desktop view. So this is for all the users who are using a desktop on how they will view your post. And also, you have the mobile view. So you can also see for those cell phone users on how, when they go to Facebook, how they will view your post, okay? So once you finish reviewing it, everything looks good for you. You're gonna click the button, the X button, and you're gonna click on Schedule Post at the bottom. Okay, so you're gonna click this button right here. And now that we're planning for the future, you're gonna click on the calendar space where the calendar icon is. And now once you click on the calendar, it's gonna drop it down to a bigger calendar view, right? Now, because we're planning for the future, we're gonna create 4 posts. I'm gonna start with next week. So August 17th, I'm gonna click on that for Monday. And just for consistency, I usually keep the times that I am creating these posts at the same time, but you can always pick and choose a time, but being the matter of just keeping it consistent, we're gonna use 10 a.m., okay? So once I click on the time here, so you can always change up the time here and specify the time, I'm gonna click on schedule. Okay, and then once you click on schedule, it should say published, then you know for sure it is in your scheduled post. But just to double check, you're gonna refresh the computer. This web page, just give me a second. Okay, and now we're gonna click back into scheduled post just to make sure that the post we schedule is there. And as you see here, everyone should see their post that they just scheduled. If you just saw your post, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. You guys are doing good. All right. So now, if you haven't caught on yet, it's okay because we have 3 more posts to do, okay? So now we're gonna do the same process again. And we're gonna go to Go Hanna. So you're just gonna click on that second tab again. You're gonna click on the back button. Okay, and you can stay in the same folder. So if you wanna just keep it positive and just schedule for the week with all the positivity, or you can go back to the original folder, which is Evergreen, and also click into another one. So if you wanted to do something, maybe you want to do good neighborhood tips, right? Also, you want to just check these neighborhood tips to make sure that, of course, they fit what's happening now. Some of these tips are for different seasons or different occasions right now because we are in a predicament of COVID. You want to make sure that the graphic doesn't have too many people gathering at once. But for one, let's just click on this one. So it's just the wave. And wave hello to your neighbors, right? So it's a friendly reminder that even as we stay apart, we are together. So for this one, this fits the mood now. I'm gonna click on download again. And as I mentioned, once you download it, it will should appear at the bottom bar of your computer. Of course, every computer is different, so maybe you have to click in it, save it, and move it to a different folder where you keep everything organized. Or like I said, if you have a MacBook, you can just simply when it opens up, you can just rename it from there, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move it into the folder that I choose, okay? So I'm gonna do that now. All right, so I'm gonna move it in the folder. And now what I'm gonna do is once you save it to your computer, you're gonna go back to the business page, okay? As I mentioned to you before, when create and post for the future, you wanna make sure that in the left-hand column, you're not highlighting publish posts, because the publish post you're posting for now. You always wanna just click on schedule post just to assure that you're gonna post for the future. Make sure that it's highlighted here. And then you're gonna click on create post. All right, once you click on create post, you're gonna click on photo/video. You're gonna click on upload photo/video. Okay, and now you're gonna find the folder that you saved it to, or maybe you can type it in your search bar, okay? So I found the image that I wanted to post. So it should appear here. And as I mentioned to you before, this is where in this section here, you're gonna write a message, or you can drop in a question, okay? You always wanna make sure that you do leave them with a way in which they can contact you, right? So then that way you can write in your buy side URL, your Real Scout URL, or anything that you have out there in which your clients could connect with you. Or you can just simply drop in your Howard Hanna website. And your Howard Hanna website is your first name, last name, all together, .howardhanna.com. And then also, from this, you can also drop in some hashtags. Okay, so hashtags are pretty much just pretty much what relates to the topic, right? What relates to your post, right? So it's just more so like a general short keyword that actually gathers people in one group and what they're searching for. So say for instance, if you're posting something about a listing, and that listing is in a Greece area. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna put a hashtag Greece, New York, right? Or hashtag New York, or hashtag, listing or home for sale. So pretty much your hashtags is pretty much what your clients will be searching for when they go into Facebook or wherever source that they use. When you put a hashtag, that # in front of it, and then put that keyword, it's going to gather you into one group that's looking for the same thing. All right. So once you have that all together, you're going to scroll down on your You have a question, Chuck? Okay. So now what you're gonna do here is you're gonna click on preview. And once you click on preview, you can actually see the post that you created, okay? So please bear with me. Here it's a little bit slow. Taking a little bit longer to load. So let me click on it one more time and maybe it'll come up. All right, there we go. So here you can see the post that you created from a desktop view and also from a mobile view. All right. So once you love what you see, you're going to click the X. You're going to click on schedule post at the bottom of your page. Okay. And so now we're going to move on to Tuesday. So now you're going to click on that calendar icon, go to August 18th. And like I said, just for consistency, I'm going to keep it at the same time, 10 a.m. Okay. So once you've finished that, you're going to click on the schedule button and then you're good to go. Once you have that checkbox and also where it says published, then you know for sure that your post that you created just got published. Okay. And so with that, I'm going to refresh my computer just to make sure that my post is in my scheduled area. All right. So now what I'm going to do is click on the schedule post tab. And there you go. You should see a record of the posts that you have scheduled for the future. August 17th at 10 a.m., August 18th at 10 a.m. And the great thing about this as well is that if you are planning to schedule a couple of more things other than what I'm teaching you today, that's great. You can have a record, meaning a document here that you can see the image that you're posting, what you're writing, and also the date and time in which it's going to be published. So this can serve as just an area of management, of organization for you, so you know exactly what's going out and what's coming in, okay? And so now, give yourself a round of applause because you just completed 2 posts. Now we're gonna move on to the 3rd post, okay? So now what we're gonna do is go back to Go Hannah. Okay, we're gonna click on the back arrow. And as I mentioned to you before, you don't have to stay in the same folder because there's tons and tons of beautiful and amazing graphics that the marketing team compiled together in this folder. And so now what I'm gonna do is go to luxury. Okay, this is great if you have that big luxury listing or that HOD. So now what I'm gonna do, to see what options. So I'm gonna click on here. Luxury number 1. Okay. Choose the luxury real estate expert. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is click download. Okay. And as I mentioned, when you click download, you can open up the image that you download, rename it. Or if you do have another source like a Mac, usually it just will pop up on your screen. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is now, once I have that downloaded, I'm going to go back to my business page. And again, on the left-hand side, okay, you want to make sure that published post is not highlighted, but you want to click on schedule post. That way you're scheduling for the future. If by any chance you click publish post, it would not give you an option to schedule the post. It happens sometimes. I'm just giving you a heads up and you have to start all over again. So you want to make sure, because you don't want to fall into that predicament, you want to click on schedule post, then click on create post. All right, and now once you get there, you're going to click on photo/video, upload photo/video. And now what I'm going to do, let me just zoom over here. I'm going to type in luxury. All right, there we go. So once you find the image that you downloaded, it should appear here in this box. And as I mentioned, where it says, say something about this photo, this is where you write a message. You can drop in a question. Or if you have a luxury listing, just talk about why you are that real estate luxury expert and what kind of listings you have out now. Then what you can do is you can drop in that area where you have that listing, or even drop in your website, right? After that, you want to add in those hashtags. Again, if you can't see the bottom, click on these 3 dots here next to feelings. Okay. And then you want to type in luxury, right? Luxury real estate. Okay. And Howard Hanna. There you go. I always use 3 hashtags. It just makes the look of the post more appealing and not too busy on the eye. So even if you go down here, just to give your post a preview, not sure what just happened. There we go. Okay, you're gonna click on preview here. And what you see is the desktop preview and also the mobile preview. Once you love what you see, you're gonna click on that X. You're gonna click on scheduled post at the bottom. Okay, and now we're gonna move to Wednesday. So Wednesday the 19th, you're gonna click on that. And as I mentioned to you before, just because of consistency, I'm gonna drop in 10 a.m., okay? Once you double check to make sure that's the right date and the right time, you're gonna click on the schedule button. It's gonna load for you, and then you know for sure you have that posted when you get that check and where it says published. Okay, so now I'm gonna just refresh my computer just to make sure that I double check that it is in the scheduled post.
Fantasia, could you do a video, the last one, please? Or weren't you planning on doing that today?
We can do that. As you request it, we can do it. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that we click on scheduled post. That way we can see the post that we have scheduled. And as I mentioned to you before, when you do schedule out the post in the future, the great thing about scheduling it through Facebook is that you can see the icon that you're gonna use. You can see the message that you're gonna drop in, also the date and the time. So like I said, this is just a record of organization for you. So if you say, wait, I have something scheduled, but I don't remember what I'm actually speaking about, you can just go into your scheduled post, right, under publishing tools and see exactly what you have written as far as the date and the time, okay? So now, who got the 3rd post done and ready? Good job. Give yourself a round of applause. All right, now for the 4th post, as requested by Donna, we're gonna download a video from Howard Hanna, and then we're gonna upload a video. So pay close attention, because if this is your first time, downloading a video and uploading it is a little bit different from a regular scheduled post. But you ready for this? Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. So now what we're gonna do is go to Go Hanna again. You're gonna click the back arrow. Okay. Click on Evergreen, the folder, in a pathway. And once you get back to the Evergreen folder, you're gonna click on the 2nd folder, which is branded videos. Okay. Once you click on branded videos, there are 6 branded videos that the company created that you can use, whether on your Facebook, any social media account, or anywhere that you choose. Pretty much these branded videos are for you. So actually the branded video that interests you, you're just gonna click on it. So I'll just click on the first one, moving tips. And once you click on the branded video of your choice, actually here, you can see as when you click on the photo, it comes into a bigger version. And then you can actually see and press the play button to see what the video is about. So my computer internet, as you understand, is a little bit slow right now. But because I already have this downloaded, I can give you a little peek on how this video is. So just bear with me. I'm gonna actually share my screen so you can actually see this video. All right. 1 second.
Fantasia, you don't have to download the video, right? Because mine's not even starting to play.
Okay, yes, you do have to download the video. And then maybe once you download the video, it will play for you. So how about this?
Yeah,
Click on the download button. Okay. So once you get to the branded video that you choose, click on download. And as you see on your computer, just like how you download an image, it will start downloading for you. Now, because this is a video, it's going to take a little bit longer. Are you seeing that on your computer once you click on download?
Not yet.
Not yet? Make sure you double click on download, okay?
Okay.
You may
When
have
I
to
tried
go
this
out
last week, mine was delayed, and
of
that's
the
why.
folder and then back in and just click on download again.
Yeah, okay.
It may be because maybe your internet is a little bit slower because this is a big file, as you see here. So it does take some time. So even though it's on a delay, give it some time to download because it is a big file, okay?
Now,
As you see mine,
I don't even get that image. Like you have an image right there before you download it. I don't even get that.
Okay, so another way that you can do it, rather than just clicking on the file, once you get here, this pathway on.
I did the pet one and it's not.
Okay, so once you get here, once you hover, you see here, Christine, once you hover over the video, right?
Yeah.
The file, there should be a download button here. So you can click on that download button and it does the same process. So as you see again, in my lower left-hand column, the video is downloaded.
Okay.
So hover over, click download, and you should be good. If that's not working, then maybe we can talk offline and I can see what's going on with your computer. Okay.
For Fantasia, it's typical for it to kind of spin then, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so that's why I
It's
stopped.
very typical because it is a large size.
Okay.
No, don't stop it.
I was afraid it was going to look like
patient.
that when I posted it, so I stopped. Okay.
No, don't stop it. You gotta let the whole entire video download to your computer, right? A little bit more patience because the images is like that. But when it comes to videos, it's a bigger file. So you just have to be a little bit patient. And then once it's completed, all downloaded, you can drop it into your Facebook account, okay? So as you see on my computer right now, it's still downloaded. It's at 49.8.
Okay.
Yeah, that means that it's downloading.
I was afraid it was going to look like that, so I stopped it.
No worries. It's okay, but now you know. So anything that you are downloading from GoHanna, don't stop it. Don't cancel it. Just wait a little bit, and then once it get on your computer, you can drop it into your Facebook, okay? So as that download, because I already have it downloaded on my computer, what I'll do is I'll go back to my Facebook page, my business page here. And as I mentioned to you before, when you go onto your business page, you want to make sure that the section where it's highlighted is scheduled post, okay? So if it's not hovering over scheduled posts, you may be posting immediately. So let us click on schedule post, click on create post. And as I mentioned, this time it's going to be a little bit different because we're dropping in a video. Just going to load a little bit. Sorry, my computer is a little bit slow. All right, so now what we're gonna do is click on photo/video. Okay, and so once you get here, you're gonna click on upload photo/video. Okay, and once you get here to upload photo / video, I already have a section where I saved all the videos. And for the moving tip video, I'm just gonna click on the video that you choose. Now, here's where it gets a little bit different, right? Now you see here a different area in which you have to create, write about what the video is all about, and also give it a title, right? So now for the title, you can just keep it simple, moving tips, okay? And so now you're gonna actually, you can drop in a few more tips, as the video only gives you 3 tips, but you can drop in more moving tips. If you're looking for a real estate agent in your local area, contact me. I can give you all the moving tips that you need, or whatever you want to say here. So like I said, write a message, next question. And also you want to drop in your website, right? So they can contact you, so you can capture those leads. Now, the hashtags is going to be a little bit different, because now you can drop in those hashtags where it says tags, right? So like I said, this makes your video easier to find by category. So you can just say moving, new home, right? Or let's just say local agent. Okay, you do not have to put the hashtag sign in front of this. Just put spaces in between, okay? All right, so once you have that all together, you're gonna click on the next button. Okay, and don't get finger happy and just click publish right now. You wanna wait a little bit, because we're gonna schedule it for the future, okay? So where it says publish now, there are so many different options in which you can premiere a video. You can backdate the video. You can actually save it as a draft. This is all up to you. This is great. Say for instance, you have that listing coming up, or that opening, you can actually premiere it at a specific time. So there's so many funky things that you can do when it comes to videos and scheduling out. But right now, what we're gonna do is schedule it out for that Thursday the 20th. And like I said, I'm gonna keep the time consistent for 10 a.m. Okay. So once I have that all together, make sure that it's checked where it says newsfeed, display and watch, allow an embedding. Once that's all done here, you're gonna click on schedule. And you can confirm, because the video don't have any infringement, you're all good. This comes from corporate. So once you click on confirm, not cancel, it will start loading, as you see here in that little corner. Give it some time. And as you see here, it's still uploading to Facebook. So I'm at 45% now. So it does take a little bit more time. So maybe at this time, is everybody good with the process of videos right now? Awesome. And if you are having trouble downloading the videos, you can also email me, and I can see if I can share with you the videos through another source. That way you have another method of downloading it. Sometimes it happens, you know, but that's what I'm here to help you with if you are having trouble downloading. All right. So maybe at this time, I'm sorry, it's still downloading. So if you have any questions, maybe we can open the floor to some questions. Or Chuck, if you want to drop in some insight on what's going on, you can do that as well as the video is loading.
Hold on, let me mute the TV. Where's the mute? I don't know. Oh, mute. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, sweet. earlier you were talking about hashtags, and you know what it does on Facebook is it makes your post, it puts your posts into conversations. So when you're on your homepage, there's a search bar at the top, and you could type in, you know, a community or a topic or whatever, and any posts that has that in the hashtags, it'll bring up that content. So that's one of the ways that you get into conversations is through the hashtags. And people do search. I mean, Facebook is a immense searchable. It's a dynamic database. People essentially are creating new web content all the time, and it's a huge database, and you have to be able to. It's like finding a needle in a haystack sometimes. So that's why I think when that was maybe one of the things when Facebook bought Instagram, right? They could use hashtags in their platform to help their users find content that's relevant to what they're looking for. So if you're listing a house that you think is great for a first-time buyer, you know, you can do hashtag first-time buyer, and someone who's searched first-time buyer on Facebook is they will find it. You know, you might, you know, there was a time where we had a ton of search engines, and then Google came along. There's a different story about that, I could tell, but Google became very, very popular. And then what became the second most popular search engine? YouTube, right? People were going onto YouTube and searching more on YouTube than on Yahoo or Excite or what Webfoot or whatever all these web crawler search engines were. And I'll bet Facebook is probably a close third. Like people are searching these platforms, and they're going to find your content because you're properly hashtagging the content so that you come up in search. If you don't put hashtag on it, then it'll be harder. You won't be found as much. So that's what I was thinking when we were talking about hashtags earlier.
Yeah, that hashtags, relevant hashtags.
That's all I got. I think you guys did a great job. Big round of applause for Fantasia. Another great session this week. Thank you, Fantasia.
Chuck, when you started to talk though, where did you mention?
Tell our real estate friends in our offices that if they didn't make it this week, they should come on next week. We need. Is Christine? You have a question? Oh, you're muted, Christine.
And Donna, you're next because I know that you're trying to say something.
Yes, I was. It's typical of Chuck.
Christine, you're muted. Can you unmute?
Okay. So is it only videos where you're going to add tags?
I can't hear.
No. Well, in that area per se that we just saw, only through videos they have that tag section. But as far as when you write general posts, you can still end up adding your hashtag. But like I said, the process is a little bit different. When you're writing an original post, you want to add in the pound sign. You get what I'm saying? So the pound sign and the specific message or keyword that you want to use for that hashtag. But for videos, they have another process in which you don't have to use the pound sign anymore, but you can use hashtags by typing in the specific thing that's related to your post. Okay, so that's why I said the process is a little bit different. But as far as hashtags can be used both for a regular post or for a video post. And Donna, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you. When Chuck started to talk, he mentioned something about placing some language somewhere else on your business site on Facebook. What was he? I missed that part. I was busy listening, and then I'm like, where did he say to post that? Okay, I missed it.
Chuck, maybe you can speak on that for the language of the post on your business page.
It was when you started to talk, Chuck. You mentioned another spot, okay, to put some information, and that's where you lost me.
Oh gosh, I don't recall.
Was it Instagram?
He was just speaking about how Facebook and Instagram came together. But Instagram is just another platform on social media that's actually integrated in Facebook now. But of course, right now we're starting with baby steps. But what he mentioned is that when you go into Instagram, they're known for hashtags. So what we add in our posts, those keywords with the pound sign in front of it, that puts you in the same category of what people are searching for or looking for, It's the same way with Facebook now, and what we're doing now in the post that we created, we added those hashtags. So the same thing that Facebook is using, and what he mentioned is that on, like, when they go on Google, that's one of the most popular sites to search for something, right? If you're looking for a new home. And then also another source became YouTube. People started looking for new homes and doing all of that crazy stuff on YouTube. But now Facebook isn't a runner-up. So when you use hashtags even on Facebook, actually you're building yourself to be in that source in which people are looking for it. So it is possible when you use the correct hashtag that you can actually come up within the post. So if you need help with that, Donna, there's a list that you can see different hashtags. Does that answer your question?
Yes,
I think, yeah.
to a certain extent, yes. But you mentioned a list, Fantasia. Where would you see this list?
I can send it over.
Would you
There's
click-
a list that I shared, believe last meeting, that has just like a document of tons of hashtags that you can utilize. Of course, you can still add to that, but it's just to give you started. So it's like a sample.
Okay, I don't recall. I don't believe I got that in the email.
Okay,
So
we'll
could
get
you
it to you,
please
Donna.
personally send it. I'd appreciate it.
Yep, you got it.
Thank you.
The last thing I wanted to say, something I learned over the last week, is that when you create these posts, if you decide that you want to boost any of these posts to increase your reach, it's obvious when we have a listing and we want more people to see it, or maybe we have an open house. When we do the boost process, we have to designate it as a special advertising category, and we have to choose housing. Okay, that's a requirement with Facebook. I learned that, for example, I had a post from a week or 2 weeks earlier that was one of those inspirational messages, and it was just inspirational message. It wasn't housing related, but because it had, I believe because it had the Howard Hanna logo as part of the branding on that message, Facebook flagged it as a special advertising category. So if you're gonna boost any of this other content to try to help build your brand, you've always got to flip over the toggle that it's a special advertising category. Otherwise, your boost is going to get rejected. Okay, so that's it. All right, we'll be back next Wednesday, 9 o'clock, same time, same theme. We keep going every week, every Wednesday, excuse me. At the end, we have 4 posts created, and it's exciting. And as anybody else have any other questions? Cool. All right. Well, you guys go out and crush it this week, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday. Thanks, Fantasia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys. Bye-bye.